TMZ has to be Laker fans because they are really digging
For real.
on these ex Lakers. So first, what happened with Rondo, Jesse?
He's getting sued for $1 million because he got in a parking garage dispute with the lady.
That's what he makes
Supposedly
after
pushed her, right?
taxes.
Supposedly he pushed her, and he got them hands too. So you know his hands. So you know that push
He
had to
probably
be very
mushed her, huh?
aggressive. But
Where
yeah,
did
A
this
hard
happen?
shove.
Was this in LA or in Atlanta?
I'm not sure. You
Is
know
it? Mm.
what?
Nah, I didn't read the details too much.
Yeah, I just saw that he was trending, and then
Mm.
the memes are crazy.
What was one of them you saw?
One of the Boondocks when the pops was slapping.
Oh my goodness.
You got
And then they brought up the audio from the Jerry West. So the whole situation, there's been rumors about why Kawhi ended up with the Clippers now for over a year. That they paid him under the table, bought him a house, paid him in Bitcoin,
Oh, damn.
allowed him to. The stuff that they say, like I wouldn't doubt it. And
Uncle was getting a cut, right? His uncle was
that's
getting.
not my Clippers disdain speaking. That's just
That's
knowing
just
how Steve
facts.
Ballmer works and how you know it what it takes to get a superstar. But supposedly one of Uncle Dennis, Kawhi's uncle, and his representation, one of his associates was a key in getting Kawhi to come to the Clippers. And supposedly Jerry West promised him $2.5 million and didn't deliver. So now the NBA is investigating, which I want to see what actually happens because they already investigated once last year and they found nothing. So now they're investigating again, and then the voicemail comes out. So what does the voicemail say?
Excuse me, this is Jerry calling. I really want to thank you a lot for trying to help. I heard this morning that everyone over in the Lakers camp thinks they're going to get him. I just find that hard to believe that he would want to go to that shit show where he would not even wouldn't get his name in the paper, and he wouldn't be the face of the franchise, that's for sure. And he might be the best player on the team, but hope things are well, and again, I really, really appreciate everything you've done. I'll keep you apprised of what goes on, but I do want to get together with you privately and love to take you to the dinner and even Sam if he's around, so I can at least pay my respects to you guys for being so generous and helpful. Take care. Talk to you sometime soon. Bye bye.
Wow.
They were clowning him because he said his name. Number one, he left a voicemail. Nobody leaves voicemails these days. He left a voicemail. That lets you know he's old. He said his name. That lets you know he's old. And then he said bye bye to another man. That lets you know he's old.
All right, bye bye. I'll take you to dinner if Sam's available. He can come too.
What are y'all thoughts on that?
Just hate.
He's slipping though, man. Like you can't incriminate yourself, man. Leaving voicemails.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Whatever he did worked because Kawhi went there.
Yo, but who's bringing this up? Dennis, the uncle?
No, Johnny Wilkes, I believe his name is, which is somebody that went. He's a family friend, so he went to I think Dorsey High with Kawhi's uncle
Wow.
Dennis.
So he didn't get his cut basically, and now
his
he's the
two
one.
and a half mil.
Yeah, so he's looking like yo, where's my money, right? But so
Yeah.
how does this hurts Kawhi though in the long run and in his camp, because wherever he goes, like now that's always going to be a question if he stays with the Clippers or he goes wherever. Like that's not a good luck. Like I think we all know that tampering happens in the NBA because people get signed 30 seconds after the free agency starts. Like you had to have talked about this years and these millions prior. Like you didn't talk about it in 30 seconds. So I feel like it's not really on Jerry West. I just feel like it's a bad look on the Kawhi's camp that they couldn't keep this within like their circle and just figure it out. You know what I mean? Whether it was tampering or not, well, obviously there was. Like it's more. It says more about Kawhi's camp.
I think it says more about the Clippers because somebody's only gonna do what you allow him to do, right? So if he's holding, and supposedly they're not the only team that he asked for these supposed demands, right? All the stuff that supposedly he asked for that I mentioned. So word is Toronto, he asked them, and Masai Ujiri didn't. He said, I don't want to comment on it. There were rumors that leaked that he asked the same of the Lakers, and they said, hell no, like it's illegal. Philly as well. Supposedly he asked them for the stuff, but he ended up with the Clippers. So for me, it says more about the Clippers, not Kawhi, because if I'm asking for these things, you had 4 different franchises, 3 or 4 different franchises that said no, and one finally did. And you didn't clean up your mess. You out here leaving voicemails,
Bye-bye.
and you didn't clean up your mess, and you didn't supposedly give the man what he wanted as well. So you know what I mean? If you're willing to break the rules that way and circumvent the salary cap by giving people additional things that you're not supposed to, which it kind of reminds me of the movie Blue Chips, that you're not supposed to, then that's on you.
What happens if they investigate and they find something? What do you think could
Oh
happen?
man, it's got to go down because they find Magic 500. I don't know if it's the team or Magic $500,000
I think
for
the clip.
winking and
Yeah.
mentioning Paul George's name on Jimmy Kimmel.
I think the Clippers, they'll probably like hurt them when it comes to like draft picks, or I mean money's not gonna hurt them at all because they're gonna
He's
generate
worth
money
71 million.
regardless. But I think they're gonna take some picks away from them, or like just maybe their salary cap. I don't know what
And
something like that.
Kawhi's a free agent, so they may not allow him to sign back there. And that's the thing too. Like, think about it. Okay, we're hearing about all this right now, and the team denied this, and Jerry West denied it. So all of a sudden, Steve Ballmer this week goes on the jump on ESPN. All of a sudden, Kawhi goes on Jimmy Kimmel the other night, which when have you ever seen? First of all, when have you ever seen him do an interview, period? And when have you ever seen him on a late night talk
What
show?
it do, baby?
Never. So why all of a sudden are they doing this all within this week and then this news
PR,
breaks out?
PR, like they need the good PR.
Exactly.
But
And the networks haven't even really talked about it. So Ballmer, they call it Ballmer bucks. He be buying the media off.
But who? Okay, so then that's what I'm gonna come back to my point. So then, who's gonna take on Kawhi if the Clippers can't afford him?
Oh, anybody.
But
Anybody that's
but his whole legacy is like it's on a downward spiral to me at that point.
I don't think so.
Well, because he didn't come and do what he was supposed to. If they don't win a championship, he didn't come and do what he had promised
It
to
ain't
do.
just on him. It's on the whole team. Yeah, he failed miserably.
But what else do you
that
expect
on
from the Clippers, though? It's the Clippers.
Exactly.
It's the Clippers. Come on, man. We already know.